So we are making a potion, but it's just, I don't know how we would really finish it off. Yeah, another unknown potion. Or am I making them? I'm not sure. No. Weird. Well, since we're so low when it comes to alchemy, of course we're not going to be good at making alchemy even if we're doing it properly. This is really up to Henry to actually be able to make that. So I'm following instructions exactly to the letter, so I don't know. If anything, we can just buy savory schnapps for now. Just for, like, emergency purposes. We have enough money. But I would like to get better at alchemy. Savory schnapps. Oh, wait. There it is. Let's save a little bit of that money. Drop it down to at least 600.
Let's have a word about the price.
Well, we can try it.
Are we agreed?
Like, yeah, just like anything in this game,
More.
alchemy is probably going to take a little bit of practice. Because I remember when we first did combat in this game, and we also did like lockpicking and pickpocketing, it felt utterly atrocious because Henry is a piece of shit. he's terrible at everything. But I think as long as you just keep practicing, probably wouldn't be a problem in the future. Because I don't even think we have our first perk in not herbalism. Because we're good at herbalism, but we're not good in alchemy, which is, goes hand in hand.
I'll go for that.
Alright, so we have savory schnapps. We should be able to save anywhere now as long as we're not in combat. It would be stupid to save during combat or when you're falling. Oh yeah. Our current duty, why we're here. We need to interrogate the prisoner. I think the prisoner... Nope. Can we... Okay. We do need to clean up. Do 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 do. Okay, I think it's down here. Maybe. Yep. Down here.
Henry, I'm glad you came. Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
It's true to say I have a lot of questions.
Well, there you are, then. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
I suppose there's some truth in that. I may speak with Sir Radzig and he might pardon you, but not unless you start talking.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right, the way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. but for sure he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so.
This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced, and after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I can try, but I can't promise you anything.
We'll try and get on this noble side, maybe. Don't know his full situation, but he seems like a decent noble. Mainly because I kicked his ass. He allowed me to.
Carrots and apples picked today.
Alright.
With a smile on your face.
Get back to Sir Roderick. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do. Oh yeah, need to make sure there's no tournament going on too. No tournament that I see. Alright, cool. We're not missing any tournament. Anything like that. Those tournaments do pay well, and also get some good shit out of it. He's probably all the way up top. Oh.
God be with you, Henry.
Hi.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things.
There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Yezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved,
I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I'm not sure where to start, sir.
Then ask around the alehouses and inns, or at the Rathaus. Someone must have heard something. These things can't be entirely kept in the dark. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
As I look like a knight.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
There we go. Game saved. Sweet. Okay. Need to get on the horse. Oh. Get out of the way, nerd. Did it come down from the stairs, really? Okay. Way over here. South. do. Oh, we'll probably need to eat pretty soon. Damn. We got the, like, grab a pot of stew. I think we'll be okay. I mean, if anything, all I have to do is drink a little bit of wine and you're good. Who needs to eat when you have wine? I like how that's like legitimately the only like food I have is considered like potions and liquor. That's all I need. Something to keep me alive and something to keep my belly full. Like, I don't need to deal with the ambush. We'll have plenty of fighting. Uh-oh, something else? Men at arms again. Jeez, so many people trying to stop me from getting into Sao. Alright. See where this leads me. Man, it's only 5. I thought it was, wow. I thought it was like 6 or something. 6 or 7 o'clock. But never mind. We still got a good amount of hours to do. Starting to get hungry though. Slowly. Getting hungry. Let's see, tomorrow's
Salami,
Sunday, right?
Sausages, lard of all kinds, and scratchings that make your mouth water more than the finest.
So tomorrow's Sunday. It will give me plenty of time to do archiving and other stuff like that. You know what I need to do? Go south of Sao Sao and figure out what all this is. Might be a good way to do it. Also need to go on the eastern end. Need to get all these corners of the map secured. And it seems like it's the corners of the map that need to be taken care of when it comes to it. But yeah, if I go like directly south of Sao Sao, I could like clear up a good amount of the map. Might also find some other paths. Okay. Let's see. A is ask the bailiff about the crimps. Ask the innkeep for B. Crimps and 10. And C. Alright, so pretty much this is asking a lot of people. Go to the bailiff first. Hey bailiff, I got a thing for you. Need a talkie-talkie with the walkie-walkie.
God be with you.
Since we're good old chums.
I've got a few questions for you, Bailiff, if you don't mind. Have you been having some trouble around here?
And what business is it of yours? Did someone complain? Who sent you here?
Do you need to sleep or
complained.
take a bath in Red
I'd be
Dead?
interested
It
to know why
usually
you
helps, but I don't think
It was
it's
Lord
necessary.
Radcliffe who sent me. He'd heard word that some unsavory characters are holed up
Oh,
around
to
here.
grow his beard?
Begging your pardon.
Nah,
What the devil
I think
does
his
Sir
beard will
Radcliffe
just
care
grow
about it?
naturally.
And I keep hearing the same from Sir Sebastian. And he's got no dog in this fight either.
I kind of wish in multiplayer you can like do all that stuff, but you can't. Sadly. Like sadly, in multiplayer, there's no natural hair, like beard grow or hair growth. Kind of sucks.
Sir Sebastian? Who's that?
Sebastian Baron von Berg. He's here under monastery law to protect us against all this unrest in the land.
Why should he care about the city? That's not his jurisdiction, is it?
Quite true. I'm in charge of this city, but he keeps telling me I've got cutthroats hiding around here, and I should be more vigilant.
Yeah.
The goal of the man.
Not shaving until you finish. Good man. Good man. Well, I can't shave my beard until November, unless there's a job that requires me to shave it.
You have an inn and the horse trails cross here. There must be many travellers come seeking work, and not all of them honest men.
Aye, it's true. Bedlam has broken out once or twice, and restoring order was no easy matter.
Has there been anything like that lately?
No, it's been quiet here lately. But now that I think about it, I don't recall coming across anyone here like that.
Nobody looking for soldiering work, maybe as a merchant's guard?
There's always one or two like that. But if they don't get the job, they move on.
I heard some recruiters are meeting in Sasau. Seemed likely they get up to mischief and people might complain.
Do you think that people here complain and I don't do my job? Nothing of the
Oh,
sort.
you mean Braithwaite's?
Old Lederman's the only one that comes complaining, but I pay no heed to him.
And what does this Lederman complain about?
Lederman is our local tanner. Lives by the quarry, which is where, well, some youngsters go there to wrestle.
They go there to fight and that doesn't bother you?
Why would it bother me? Much better to brawl there than in the tavern. At least in the quarry they can't damage anything but each other. And my catchpoles go by there from time to time to keep an eye on things.
And definitely make sure, Generaldo, not to talk about certain spoiler things. I know, like, Red Dead Redemption's been out. We've done a playthrough on Red Dead Redemption on the channel, but there might be someone watching that's kind of like just lurking around, reading chat, and also looking at stuff, and that could be a potential spoiler, especially if they didn't want to watch the playthrough or anything like that. So be very careful with spoilery stuff. We can talk about that type of stuff maybe on like Discord and all that, but yeah, just be very careful.
Have you heard any talk of strangers?
'Cause I
in the
also
town?
kind of think
Maybe
about the
acting
people
oddly?
watching the channel too.
Nothing worth mentioning. Sure, there's been some talk about the miller. Folks saying they've been seeing him doing this or that, or people.
We should just have a
visiting him at
spoiler
night,
section
but he's
on
never done
Discord. I
anything.
might just make that
He's
right
a
now.
decent enough man.
We'll have
for
a
a
spoiler
miller.
section
I'll try asking him if he's heard anything.
just on Discord.
He lives on the other side of the river, by the bogs.
So general
But don't go getting your hopes up. He might not be able to help.
spoiler. That's what we'll call it. So I have a spoiler section just on Discord, just for that type of talk. So in case we want to talk about something that has like genuine like spoilers and stuff like that, we can do that. So yeah. They need to teach you how to fish. Don't they do that in the game? Can't really teach you how to fish. It's a game mechanic. They'll teach you. I think where you are right now, they've already taught you how to fish. So let's see. We still have A, B. I don't think I see C, which is weird.
What's that? Ah, that was the shit pile. Know that sound from anywhere. Oh, so is your problem just catching the small fish like that? The best way to really catch bigger fish is using the lures. So if you like have a lake lure, river lure, or like a swamp lure and all that, those are usually the best way to catch bigger fish, is the lures. They're like hands down the best way to catch that. Because the only way to catch legendary fish in Red Dead single player is to use the lures. So you need the special lures, those lures just for that. And they'll like guaranteed to get the best fish.
Serve you?
Yeah, I think you can get those in the general store. Or not the general store, you get that from the lady that's in the bayou. So you can get it from the fish, I think a fish store or fishing store. There's like a person that provides you with fishing equipment.
Tanner,
The lady that sells
I've
you
heard
shit.
all's not well with you.
It's better now. I must have eaten something
But I
bad.
think you can
No, I mean
get
you
it in a
complained
general
about
store
some
too, though.
ruffians raising hell behind your house.
Aye, true enough. That lot's been a thorn in my side. And when I went to tell them to take it elsewhere, they nearly beat me to a pulp.
When are they there?
Nearly every evening. Every god-forsaken evening. Shouting and bellowing there till nightfall. And then they leave. Probably to get drunk.
It's so hard to not fight in the saloon. I don't think I
How
ever
many
had
of them
that
are there?
problem. I think I've had
How
one
would I
person
know?
that picked a fight with
They
me.
make as much noise as a herd of wild boar in rutting season.
And did they all attack you?
Aye. They knocked the stuffing right out
I
of
need to
me.
clean my clothes again. It's starting to get dirty.
And nobody does a thing about it.
I've been to the bailiff, but he couldn't give a rat's arse.
Arse.
There's no commotion under his window, so what does he care?
That's quite a bailiff you've got.
A scarecrow would keep better order.
It's like, let me take care of them.
I'll take care of them.
Well, you look like you could move mountains, but there are several of them and just one of you.
It's probably because you have a pretty bad reputation, Generaldo.
Maybe.
Especially if you have like a
They
bounty
might
and
think
all that
twice
on your
before
hands.
kicking your
You're
ass.
probably going to get into more fights. Like your reputation, and depending on the bounty, it probably affects how people treat you in a saloon. And you just walking through the streets and stuff like that. So that you also have to keep in mind of like are you a good person? Are you a bad person? If you've been playing bad in Red Dead Redemption 2, most likely people are gonna fight you more. But if you're a good person, they have no quarrel with you because you've done good deeds and you helped out possibly someone that's even related to them. So I always have to kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, you probably get in a lot of fights, but probably because you're more of a renegade than a paragon for the most part. Just for easy to consume words. You're a bad person, you're not doing good things, and you probably also have a big ass fucking bounty altogether. I try not to get off. I'm wrong. We'll try not to get off.
Perhaps I can reason with them. It doesn't have to come to blows.
Well, break a leg, lad. Or better yet, don't. But if you manage to pull it off, you'll get your reward. Don't worry. God be with you.
175 in total. Yeah, if I remember correctly, in Red Dead Redemption 2's single player, that's still a good chunk of money. Which sucks. Like, you better start stealing a lot of, like, wagons and make a shit ton of money without getting caught. Weed? Guy's named Weed?
Good day to you.
Oh, you got 2,000? Then pay it off. I would pay off your bounty right away. And then I would start working on your reputation. Usually just taking care of your horse does that. Yeah, it kind of does that pretty well. Taking care of your horse, making sure you do good things around the camp and stuff like that too, also kind of helps. And not shooting everyone in sight also helps.
I heard that someone was looking for men willing to do anything. Do you know anything about that?
Wait, you have 2,000?
I'm
Like,
always the last to hear of
oh,
anything
okay,
like
never
that.
mind. You have
I'll
it on
ask
your
Punch.
purse.
He'd know.
I heard you gave him quite a beating.
It's his own damn fault.
Really? He just came to tell you to go elsewhere.
That's what he told you. Bollocks! He came of his own accord. It was him started the fuss, after he'd lost all his money.
He really tried to have a go. I wouldn't think he'd have it in him.
He tried, but he didn't have much luck. He does pack a punch. But landing it in the right place, ha! I'm not surprised he's got no children.
Shit. That's fucked up.
God be with you.
How come you're wearing such fine armor? Is there a joust happening?
I heard someone was looking for men willing to do anything. Do you know anything about it?
Maybe. I work in the quarry, and they're always looking for extra hands to replace them that's got something broken.
That's not what I meant, but thanks. Why did you thrash the tanner?
Because he came by one day, lost his money, and then started on about how we cheated him and ought to give him back